your patience, Instagram. And thank you everyone who is now tuning in everywhere else as well. I appreciate you hopping on this morning. This is my daily live session, weekdays at 11 a.m., where I cover all things UK business and coronavirus. So thank you for hopping on and joining me today. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Annette Ferguson. I'm CEO of Annette & Co, UK-based accounting firm. I'm a chartered accountant and certified Profit First professional. I help business owners take home more money from their business for them and their families to enjoy. Of course, at the moment, that is incredibly challenging for many, many businesses who have perhaps even seen revenue drop to nil, which is why I wanted to start this daily session. AMs with Annette, weekdays at 11 a.m. to support you both during this period of time and, of course, beyond as well. So I have a number of points to cover off today. And as always, I have notes on those to make sure that I cover everything. Now, I'm just going to make sure, too, that I can see all the comments from any area that we are streaming today so that I can answer any questions that you have. If you have any questions around UK business, around the economy, the banks, the government, the support available, any of those things, then please do make sure that you ask me in the comments. I am here to answer those questions, and I am more than happy to answer any of those as they come in. So please, please do let me know if you have any questions at all. Sean, lovely to see you again. Hello, Sid. Hello, Steve. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Edward. Hello, Sid. Thank you so much for tuning in. I very much appreciate it. Oh, Edward is being delightfully rude. Thank you, Edward. That's very, very kind. So today we are speaking about UK business and coronavirus updates. I want to start off with a survey by the Business Banking Resolution Service, the BBRS. That survey has found that 43% of those taking advantage of the bounce back loan scheme do not expect to repay the money. This is very, very worrying because that would leave a 6.5 billion hole in the nation's finances. Now, I have always stressed very, very strongly that if you are taking a bounce back loan, you need to have a strategy in place so that you understand how it will be repaid. You need to be really clear that come 12 months' time, when you are required to start making repayments, you are really clear on how you're going to be able to do that. And if you are not clear on that, you should not be taking a bounce back loan. These loans are loans. They are not grants and they are repayable. Just because they are guaranteed by the government does not mean that you are out of paying for them when you are required to start paying for them. When the requirements for repayments kick in, any defaults, they will pursue the borrower first. They are not going to go straight to the government in the event of default. They pursue the borrower first, and it's only if they cannot get the money from the pursuit of the borrower that is backed up by HMRC, by the government. So please, please remember that you will be required to pay these back. You can be taken to court for non-payment of commercial debt, and that is still the case. Even with these loans, even though they are 100% guaranteed by government, that is only in the event that all other recovery methods fail. So this is still a loan and it is still repayable by you, and you really need to have a strategy in place. Now, I've spoken to a lot of people recently about actually building that strategy so that the bounce back loan is being used for growth and to make the business better, to move the business forward rather than as emergency funding. And that is the best way to be using your bounce back loan if you possibly can at all. If you are using it to pay mounting up debts, that is going to cause you a big problem if you cannot suddenly have a massive increase in revenue. And of course, you need to make sure that if you expect your trading to be pretty similar after coronavirus as you did before, could you afford a loan before? Because if you couldn't afford loan repayments before, then you have to ask yourself, if your business is in the same financial position, how will you be able to afford them afterwards? This is something I want to be really, really clear on and stress, because if it is the case that 43% of those who have taken advantage of the bounce back loan schemes do not expect to repay the money back, this is going to cause a massive, massive issue in the nation's finances. As I said, a £6.5 billion hole, and that is not okay. So we need to be really clear on whether we can be repaying loans in our business and what that might look like. Any questions that you have, by the way, during my session, please do let me know in the comments. This is UK Business and Coronavirus Update. I am answering any questions on those. What I am not answering is any medically based questions. I do not know anything about the medical side of it. I am not a doctor. I am a chartered accountant. Therefore, I am not answering any medical questions. But if you have anything around UK business, around finances, around the economy, the support available, any of those things, then I can answer those questions for you. So please do let me know in the comments. Thank you for everyone also who is tuning in across all channels. I do very much appreciate it. We are currently live on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitter. We are also live within the Uncover Wealth community, my private community on Facebook. I invite you to join that if you are not already a member. You can come to Facebook and put Uncover Wealth Community into the search bar and join me in there. I would love to have you inside the Uncover Wealth community. Gabby, I don't understand your question. I'm sorry about that. If you can repeat that, that would be very helpful. So furlough fraud. This is another big problem. Furlough fraud is rife, according to whistleblowers. Furlough fraud is basically employers falsely claiming that they and or their staff are furloughed. So either directors of companies claiming they are furloughed and they are in fact not, they are in fact working, or they are claiming that their staff are furloughed and in fact they are making their staff work. A charity Protect has said that 30% of its COVID-19 related calls were furlough fraud. This is quite honestly outrageous. This is again going to cost us as taxpayers billions of pounds if people are committing furlough fraud. If you are an employer, or if you are committing furlough fraud for yourself, if it's your own business and you're a director and you're still working, that is benefits fraud. HMRC have already said they have the right to audit this period, and they have already said that it is a criminal offence. So please, please, please do not commit furlough fraud. This is ridiculous that people are actually doing this. Furlough payments were intended to support employees so that they potentially had jobs to come back to. If you are committing furlough fraud, you are making a mockery of the entire system and you are messing it up for the future for others. If we have a second wave and there's extensive furlough fraud during this first wave, can we expect support in that second wave? Who knows? But if you're committing furlough fraud, you're certainly risking that. Being the case that it wouldn't be available. So I've also seen and heard of a number of furlough fraud incidents. I have been putting out a lot of content recently, and I've had a huge number, a worrying number of people reach out to me and tell me that their employers are making them work whilst furloughed. I was actually also approached by a journalist for some information on this as well, because they are very, very worried about furlough fraud at the moment, and rightly so. Let's see if we have any questions that are coming through, anything that anybody wants to ask. Okay, we've got somebody being very odd on TikTok, who I'm just going to block because we don't need offensive comments coming through for anything. Hello, Deepak. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. I do very much appreciate that. Let's see if we've got, Gabby saying how much percentage of the world has COVID. I have no idea, Gabby. I don't know what the percentages are. I'm not a doctor. I'm looking at the medical side of things. So I do not know what percentage of the world but I do know that many countries have very poor reporting, particularly vast swathes of Africa don't have tests. So whatever numbers we are seeing, they are vastly higher than whatever is being reported as a result of that. Even in the UK here, we have potentially hundreds of thousands of people who have not been tested, who have experienced symptoms. So it's very difficult to actually know how many people have it at all. The numbers that we see reported are very much hugely under what what the true numbers are. So that's the situation here. Yeah, Delux, that was really weird. I have blocked that person. What a strange comment indeed. So we are speaking today about UK business and coronavirus updates. Any questions on that? Any questions on UK business, the economy, etc.? Please do ask in the comments. I'm happy to answer those. So the new furlough or the changes to furlough that are happening from August to the end of October, they are still in discussions about exactly what that will look like. Of course, the furlough scheme, the job retention scheme, is in place in its current form up until the end of July. From August to the end of October, it will change form. It has not been formally announced what that will look like. There are two versions currently under discussion. One is that employers will pay 20% and the government will pay 60%. The other version under discussion is that companies would pay the national insurance and employers' pension contributions, and the government would pay the rest. These are the two situations that are currently being discussed for amendments to furlough, the job retention scheme, which will take place for those claiming from August to the end of October. So we're still awaiting the finalized details from the revenue on that, from the Chancellor on that, and that is expected to come out within the next week. So we should hear pretty soon what the finalized system is going to look like between the August and October date as well. Thank you everyone who's tuning in. Thank you so much for the likes, the loves, hearts, the shares, the comments, all those wonderful things on whichever platform you are on. I massively appreciate all of it. So thank you so much as well. I try and give you as much value as I possibly can in these sessions, and I massively appreciate when you share this out, when you give me some hearts and likes and thumbs up and love and all that kind of stuff. So thank you very much. I do very much appreciate it, as well as your kind words. So thank you. We are hearing that there have been over 60,000 consumer complaints to the Competitions and Markets Authority about firms treating them unfairly during COVID. So these are things like pushing up prices, not giving refunds, etc. And we're hearing that out of those just over 60,000 complaints, 27,000 have been in relation to airlines as well. So that is what we are hearing in that. The global deputy CEO of Deloitte has said that business is not going back to how it was in any aspect. He has said even once, I got low powered. There we go. He is saying that even once the health aspects disappear, companies could still choose to reduce by half the number of people working in offices because the pandemic has accelerated changes that were already underway. And this is very much the same for small businesses. What I am seeing is this time has caused a number of businesses to be able to pause and think and actually strategize about whether the business that they were currently running is the way they want for them. Or is it a different business model they actually want to move into? Is it a different method of delivery? Is it a different pricing model? What is that? So this is such a great time to be asking yourself those questions as a business owner. Is your pricing where you want it to be? Is your audience the type of people that you want in your audience? Are your offerings what you want? Do you love delivering your programs and services, or do you hate some of them and want to cancel them? Whatever that looks like for you, it's a really, really good time to be assessing that at the moment as well. We're seeing UK retail sales have crashed a record 18.1% in April. That's off the back of clothing sales halving versus March as well. And the retail picture is still incredibly grim. Of course, a number of retailers will now have stock which is out of date or obsolete, that they're now unable to sell. There's also going to be social distancing when they open, and how can they cope with that? Are shops set up? Are they big enough to have one-way traffic around them? Especially smaller retailers, independent retailers, how are they going to cope with the extra costs associated with that and the drop in footfall? And then, as I say, potentially things like obsolete stock that they're going to have to replace with no revenue. So massive, massive pressure on retailers in this situation as well. For everyone tuning in, I do appreciate it very much. I appreciate you hopping on, and I appreciate you watching this session. This is AMs with Annette, weekdays at 11 a.m. on all channels you are watching this on. So on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, and of course within the Uncover Wealth community, my private Facebook group, which I would love if you want to join. You just need to put Uncover Wealth community into the search bar in Facebook and you can join me that way. So please, please do come and join me inside there. I have exclusive content in there that I do not share anywhere else. So I would love if you want to join me in there. We are seeing that survey data showing the UK economy has remained mired in a deep downturn in May, despite improvements from a dire April. Many economists are saying that hopes of a swift V-shaped recovery have all but faded. This is something that I've now been speaking about for many, many weeks, that I do not expect a V-shaped recovery. I expect a long U-shaped recession. I expect it to be incredibly challenging for pretty much every person almost on the planet. In all honesty, this is going to be a worldwide recession, and it's going to last 2 to 3 years in all likelihood. So we need to be prepared for this as business owners, and we need to understand what this means for our business. What does it mean for the strategy that we need to employ in our business to ensure that we have a business surviving through this period of time? It is absolutely paramount that as business owners, as CEOs, as leaders, we understand this and we work on this at the moment to make sure that we have a business that is going to survive. I cannot stress the importance of that enough. Uber are saying that they have used COVID-19 as a cue to take stock of strategy. So absolutely, big businesses are also using this as a time to really understand strategically what they want to achieve with their business, what their business's values are, what their vision is. All those things, massively, massively important, not just for big businesses, but for small businesses as well. Thank you everyone who's tuning in. Hello, Hugh. Hello, Bam. Hello, Osama. Hello, Lorna. Hello. Hello, Scarlett. Thank you for joining me again. I appreciate you hopping on again. Hello, Henry. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Real Firestarter. Hello, Leighton. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Matt. Thank you, everyone who is hopping on all channels. I do very much appreciate it. So thank you for joining me. Incidentally, Periscope, I can't call out your usernames because the system I am using does not tell me when you hop on. So please do let me know in the comments if you are hopping on. And that goes pretty much for any channel too. Give me a hello in the comments. Let me know that you are here. It means a huge amount to me. We have heard that the mortgage holiday extension has been agreed. So this is something I spoke about yesterday that was still in the discussion phase, mortgage holidays. So it has been agreed that that is extended for a further 3 months. That was confirmed this morning by the government, the mortgage holiday extension for a further 3 months. Of course, there was already a 3-month mortgage holiday allowed that took individuals up to the end of June. That has been extended for an additional 3 months. And we're also hearing yesterday reported that the Future Fund had opened. This was for fast growing businesses, typically those that are venture backed. And this was a loan system where if the business could not repay, then it would be converted to equity after the end of it. So the Future Fund had £515 million worth of applications yesterday on day one. So looks to be very positive for those types of businesses as well in terms of the support that is coming out for them. Barry says Uber Eats is still going to be strong after this, he guesses. Yeah, I suspect that many food delivery businesses are going to be doing very well off the back of this as well. Particularly people, wanting restaurant food, but either not wanting to go out to restaurants when they reopen, or potentially the social distancing means that they can't get in, there's no room, or their restaurants themselves are not open because of various issues, because they can't do so safely, or things like that, or people who are shielding still and want to eat out and things. So yeah, food delivery companies absolutely are doing very well during this time and will continue to do so for a while as well. There are a number of businesses that will always do well at the moment, and that is one of them. So any questions, do let me know in the comments and I will answer those. I am back, of course, again on Monday morning for another installment of AMs with Annette. Update on the UK business and coronavirus situation, 11 a.m. on Monday again on all channels, wherever you happen to be watching this. That is where I will also be at 11 a.m. on Monday. So I do hope that you can join me then. Pop it in your diary. As I say, it's 11 a.m. each weekday that I am doing these sessions. So I would love if you want to tune in and join me there. I massively appreciate all the follows, all the likes, all the loves, all the shares. All those things mean a huge, huge amount to me. They help me get my message to as many people as possible so that I can support as many people as I possibly can during this time and beyond. So I do very much appreciate that. So that has me covered everything that I want to cover today. So thank you for tuning in. Like I say, I will be back again on Monday at 11 a.m. also. Thank you for tuning in with me today. I very much appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.